You could be the key to helping change lives. Join a clinical trial with Nucleus Network in Minneapolis and be a part of groundbreaking research. Nucleus Network has been conducting clinical research studies for over 15 years. Right now, Nucleus Network is looking for people with moderate to severe kidney impairment to participate in their upcoming clinical studies. If eligible, your participation could help advance research of investigational medications that are being developed to treat a variety of medical conditions. Nucleus Network is offering compensation ranging from $2,000 to $7,000 for study participation time. If you or someone you know has kidney disease, check your eligibility for Nucleus Network's upcoming studies now at nucleusnetwork.com. Your participation matters. Learn more about Nucleus at nucleusnetwork.com. Again, nucleusnetwork.com.
Hi there, Love Food listener. Julie Duffy Dillon here, and welcome to this bonus episode of the Love Food Podcast. It's episode 207, if you're counting, and it's not our typical episode, so if you are new to the Love Food Podcast, we typically have a letter that we get from a listener just like you, and we read it, and actually the letter is written out to food. But today, we are not going to be going through a listener letter. Today, I'm here to talk about PCOS and exercise. I think it's really important to dive into this. The last few episodes, I have been exploring PCOS and carbs and cravings and the pursuit of weight loss. If you missed those, go back, catch them. But if you're wanting to think about exercise right now, and if you're wondering how much you should be doing, how to get through the days you don't want to exercise, well, I may have a different point of view for you that you just maybe have been wanting to hear or needing. Who knows? I look forward to hearing what you think. But here are my thoughts about PCOS and exercise. I know that you're told that you're supposed to do a lot of it. I know you're told that you're supposed to do it even if you want to or not, if it feels good or not, even if it hurts. And, listener, I know that you have. I know you've tried. I know you have exercised when you have not wanted to and when it hurt so badly. I know that people have told me about what it's like to exercise when you have PCOS and you have no energy for it. Some people say it feels like carrying around a big old bag of rocks. Other people said it's like carrying around a microwave, which for me, someone who doesn't experience PCOS, wow, that is so hard to imagine, trying to move your body. I'm kind of picturing like step aerobics or something generic like that and holding onto a microwave at the same time. Wow, I'm exhausted thinking about it. I am a dietitian who is against torturing your body and doing things that don't feel good. And there's a reason, especially with PCOS, why this is important. When you're not really feeling the motivation or don't have the energy to exercise, when it doesn't feel good to you, when it actually sounds like torture, that's really important insight. I think exercising when you have zero energy and when it feels like you're carrying around a bag of rocks, I think that's actually going to be harmful. I don't think it's going to be helpful. When we have no energy in our body, our muscles, they need glucose, which is, of course, another word for sugar. They need sugar in order to be able to move. And our body needs that. And when it doesn't get it, it'll be really tired. And when we are exercising, the first 20-ish minutes, we really rely on that in order to get through it. After about 20-ish minutes, sometimes you may feel kind of like this plateau of like, oh, I don't feel as horrible, because our body can kind of switch into another mode and get access to energy for a little while. But when you don't have energy with PCOS and you exercise anyway, it's going to cause your body to experience even more inflammation. I spoke about inflammation in a couple episodes earlier on PCOS and weight and diets. That's something that we spent a lot of time digging into. But having PCOS means that you're already in this chronic pro-inflammatory state. And then when you exercise on top of it without taking care of that inflammation, well, it's just going to cause more inflammation. And I know inflammation is a really trendy word, but what you need to know about that is it's just going to make you feel even more fatigued. It's going to make your inflammatory markers like cortisol and C-reactive protein even higher. In the long term, it's also going to make blood sugar, insulin, triglycerides, and cholesterol higher as well. What? Yes. So What are you going to do about exercise? Well, this is what I tell people when I'm working with them one-on-one, is that if you experience PCOS and you don't have any desire to exercise, meaning you're just drained, you have no energy, that means that you need to rest. That means that you need more energy. That means you're not eating enough. It also may mean that we need to help you find some other ways to lower insulin levels. And maybe if you are a robot, or we could just program you by pushing some buttons, exercise would help with that, but you're not a robot. And we also know long term, even if you exercise on top of the inflammation, it doesn't help. It really long term makes inflammation worse and insulin worse. It's a sign that you need to eat more. It's a sign you need to rest more. And again, that maybe you need to sit down with your healthcare provider, maybe your doctor or a dietitian, and figure out some medications or supplements that will help you feel better. It may mean that you need a sleep study, that your sleep quality is not that good. When you are able to connect with things that help those areas, that's when you may notice the little craving to move your body. It may be odd and weird and even freak you out a little bit. It does when I talk to other people. They're like, what is this? I kind of am craving movement. I do train my clients to call it movement instead of exercise. And so I wonder how that sits with you. But movement to me sounds like just more accessible, less all or nothing. Exercise, I think, for a lot of people, myself included, I think of like pain and hurt and shoulds. And we're shoulding all over ourselves, right? So let's think about movement, something that feels pleasurable, joyful. And that's what I would tell you. If you're craving movement, and you may be wondering, what the hell do I do now? Because movement, when it was framed as exercise, was torture. It was meant just to be smaller, to help you burn calories, and to do things that were punishment. I don't want this to be the same way. I think as the human body, we're meant to move in some way that's joyful for us. And so I want you to explore what joyful movement is for you. And that may take some experimenting. It may take some mistakes. It may take some things that you end up saying, oh, I do not enjoy that at all. That's okay. I hope you have some compassion for yourself to explore and patience to decide what joyful movement means for you. And as time goes on, you may even be able to connect with some nuance in that area. There are certain times you may crave slower movement. Sometimes you may crave faster movement. Sometimes you may crave movement that helps you just zone out. And there may be other times where you want to do movement that helps you connect with another human being. That's up to you. I don't have that information. No one else will. You are the only one, because here's the thing. You are the expert of your body. You are. You're the only one that's going to know. People like me or your healthcare provider, we may be able to throw out some tools here and there, but you're the one that gets to decide what works and what doesn't. So I hope this allows you to just explore movement in a different way and give yourself the space and the time to heal that you need to even be able to access it in a way that actually is health promoting. So that's all for now. And I hope, again, that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, I would love it if you left a rating or review, subscribed or shared an episode. Doing any of those acts of kindness really helps the show grow. And if you want to know more about my work with PCOS, check out my website, juliedillonrd.com. And in particular, if you're looking for online learning options for PCOS and ways to navigate PCOS management without dieting and the pursuit of weight loss, connect with my course. You can get to all the details at PCOSandfoodpeace.com. If you're listening to this podcast during the month of February 2020, use the coupon code LOVEFOOD, all one word, at checkout, and it'll give you 30% off. Again, it's PCOSandfoodpeace.com. That's all for now. Take care.
Looking for a side hustle that can have a huge impact? Nucleus Network has been conducting clinical research studies for over 15 years. Right now, Nucleus Network in Minneapolis is looking for healthy people ages 18 to 55 to join their upcoming clinical studies and is offering compensation ranging from $2,000 to $7,000. Get involved today. Check your eligibility now at nucleusnetwork.com. That's nucleusnetwork.com.